Jenny Topping, Gold Medal Training. Let's talk about hitting. Hitting is one of the most difficult things to do, and mentally, how do we approach at bats so that we're not always looking at it as black and white, hit or non-hit? If we're always looking at us not getting a hit as an unsuccessful at bat, then hitting can be very difficult. So I want to give you guys some tools today to creating almost a reward system of success on different terms. So when we talk about hitting, we can talk about two things. And if you don't have a piece of paper and a pencil, I suggest you pause and go get some to write some of these things down. So when we talk about an unsuccessful at bat, a couple of things that we're talking about is number one, negative self-talk. So anytime, I know this sounds simple, anytime that we are telling ourselves, I can't get a hit, I suck, it's going to be very difficult to be successful. But I've seen some more subtle ways of having negative self-talk, and it sounds like I just don't want to strike out. I just want to make contact. To me, there's tons of fear behind some of those words. So a successful at bat to me is when we do not have any sort of negative self-talk. An unsuccessful at bat is when we are saying things of the sort. So then the next thing under unsuccessful at bat is focusing on the outcome. So if I'm always determining whether I'm a good hitter based on whether the outcome is there, which we have no control over, we're going to struggle hitting. So letting go of the outcome and focusing on other things. Having a plan, having no plan. So in an unsuccessful at bat, not having an approach to an at bat. In the show notes below, I am going to attach a few videos talking about some of these things, such as a plan, tools in the box. But briefly, having a plan would be something like, I like to swing early in the count. I know this pitcher throws lots of changeup, so I'm going to make the decision to not swing at it. So having a plan of how you're going to attack the pitcher. And the last one is not having any tools. So there are going to be times where we're going to step in the box and we're going to find that there is some mental negative self-talk, or we're nervous. How do we deal with those things in a quick manner so that we are not allowing ourselves to step into the box with being nervous or negative self-talk? And some of those tools are breathing, focal point, visualization. And again, if you click on the show notes, you will see some links to some of these subjects. So when we talk about a successful at bat, and again, none of these sides have anything to do with the outcome, whether we get a hit or not. We want to talk about positive self-talk. So some of the things that we should be saying to ourselves is, I'm going to smash the ball, nice and relaxed. I'm going to take the pitcher's head off. I'm driving the ball up the middle. So anything that has to do with that, mechanics can be a negative self-talk. We do not want to be thinking, I don't want to drop my hands in the box. So positive self-talk, one of the great approaches to this is repeating something. So nice and relaxed, or driving the ball up the middle, driving the ball up the middle, anything of that sort for positive self-talk. The second thing would be having a plan. So a plan in the box, again, is when we have an approach that we're going to take. I'm going to split the plate middle away, something of that sort. That is a successful at bat. And again, if I stick to my plan of I'm looking for a certain pitch with less than 2 strikes and I still end up not getting a hit, that to me in my books is a successful at bat. Trust. Trust is a big one. I think it's important whether the outcome is what we want it to be. We need to learn how to trust ourselves when we hit. For example, if I have 2 strikes and I believe I know what the strike zone is, I need to trust that I know that strike zone instead of worrying about, well, I just don't want to strike out, so I'm going to swing at this pitch. So building trust. And the last one for a successful at bat is having a preparation plan. So what do you need to be preparing in order to be successful? So how do you need to approach the week before a big tournament or even just a normal weekend tournament? What do you need to do in order to be prepared to get into the box, shut your brain off, relaxed, and know that you're going to be successful? And so keeping track of how many swings you like to take, when do you feel comfortable, things of that sort, is going to help greatly benefit us in preparing so that when we step into the box, we can feel relaxed. So these are just a new way of approaching, or possibly you've heard this before, of successful versus unsuccessful. So we're not lying everything on the fact that we have to get a hit in order to be successful. Thank you guys for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe down below if you like this video.